Hi, everyone. We are going into lesson 4 of the Texas Revolution. And so I wanted to read through the chapter for you. So if you click on Texas Revolution, you will see lesson 4, the Battle of the Alamo. And that is the chapter that we are going to be reading today. It is pages 138 through 141, and I might split it up into 2 different parts like I have been doing. So if you click there, we'll go to the first page of the Battle of the Alamo. Some important vocabulary that we're going to be working on is going to be the Battle of the Alamo, Texas Declaration of Independence, not to be confused with the United States Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, Goliad Massacre. Some people will be talking about are Jim Bowie, also pronounced Bowie, Davy Crockett or David Crockett, Juan Seguin, Gregorio Esparza, James Bonham, Susanna Dickinson, Francisco Ruiz, David G. Burnett, Lorenzo de Zavala, and James W. Fannin. Building background. I am determined to survive as long as possible, and die like a soldier who never forgets what is due to his own honor and that of his country. William B. Travis wrote these words on February 24th, 1836. He and a group of Tejano and United States volunteers defended the Alamo against about 5,000 Mexican soldiers. And as you can see, there is a picture of the Alamo, the front of the Alamo, and this is actually where the church would have been. On the next page, you see the timeline. We're about 1835 to 1836, and on our timeline in our flip book, we are around. We're going to start somewhere around December and head through that. Okay, through that. So defending San Antonio. When the Texas Revolution began in 1835, San Antonio became a war zone. But for almost 120 years, the San Antonio de Valero mission had been a quiet place. Built by the Spanish in San Antonio in the year 1718, the mission is also called the Alamo. This name comes from the Spanish word for cottonwood tree. The Alamo is now the most famous battle site in our state's history. You can see a photograph of the Alamo on the opposite page. So you'll see that on the next page. Soldiers prepare to fight. After the Texas victory at San Antonio in December of 1835, only about 100 Texan soldiers remained there. The others went to different forts or different areas to protect as well. And remember, this was the third battle that they had won against Santa Anna. In January 1836, word had spread that Santa Anna's troops were marching northward from Mexico. Small groups of Texan soldiers began to move into San Antonio in case of battle. One soldier was Jim Bowie, who came with about 25 men. From Tennessee, David Crockett arrived with 12 volunteers. 25 men from San Felipe de Austin joined William B. Travis. Juan Seguin and his company of Tejano men were among this group. One of Seguin's men, Gregorio Esparza, brought his family into the Alamo. James Bonham also arrived, as did a group of men from Gonzales. The Texans did not think Santa Anna would reach San Antonio until spring. They believed they had time to prepare for the fight. And in the picture, you will see you will see a picture of David Crockett and Jim Bowie. David Crockett is on top and Jim Bowie is on the bottom.